My humble pranams to all the embodiments of love. Aham Prema, that's what it means. I am love, embodiments of love. Thank you for joining me in this journey. I find this is a beautiful journey where we connect with our feminine and masculine self. So thank you to each one of you. My gratitude goes to Brahmashri Patraji, to all the divine masters for bringing this beautiful connection into our life. Thank you, masters. Okay, today we are actually going to look at chapter 10. And as I am the sole speaker today, I'm going to take my own time in explaining. So what I found is, last week we talked about the wounded feminine and masculine energy. Today we are actually looking at the empowered feminine and the empowered masculine energy. So what I realized is every single sentence in this book is beautiful. So I would like to go by each sentence and explain to you. Here, what Mother says is, so Under Krinesh asked this question: can you tell us what does it mean by divine feminine and divine masculine? So Mother explains here. So divine energy here is actually the unifying, embodied, flowing, nurturing, joyous, loving, melodious, beautiful, devoted, and that is that. One moment, yeah, my phone is ringing. Sorry for that. Which is full of heart. Okay, full heart. So whereas the divine masculine is the free, present, stable, creative, protective, confident, silent, strong, dedicated, and that which is of no mind. So you see, the divine energy, it's beautifully explained here. You know, when we all look at divine masculine energy, we always feel the strong, the arrogance and all those things. That is not so. She has beautifully explained the other part of the divine male energy, masculine energy. So this understanding actually will take us to a different level of understanding each one of the male and female, right? That's what I was thinking. So the divine feminine and divine masculine energies flow from, she says, it flows from higher levels of consciousness and actually represented by our soul and by our higher soul, And so these energies are expressed through our body and then through our mind, and they manifest into our world and as empowered feminine and empowered masculine energy. Okay, so she gave a good example. She asked us to look at the animal kingdom. So animal kingdom, the male is more colorful, more ornamental, whereas it's more beautiful. She even says more beautiful. And in terms of invertebrates, that is many type of fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and some mammals, she said the female is the stronger one. Okay, I don't know whether you all watch National Geography or not. Here, they talks about animal kingdom, and I've seen this. I always seen when a lion family is shown, it's always the female lion which goes and hunts, whereas the masculine energy, and I mean the male lion would relax and wait for the lioness to bring the food, and then it will be the first one to eat. Okay, if you notice that, that is something that I noticed during when this one came to me, that is the thought that came into my mind. Okay, so what she's telling is, if we truly open our heart to the empowered feminine and masculine energy, what she's telling is, what she's telling here is, if we can learn from the animal kingdom, if you look at the animal kingdom, and from there, from watching them, it says it will truly open our heart to the actual masculine and feminine energy in all beings, okay, male or female. So he's asking, Ananda Karnish is asking, so he says that very often we always uh, think of, humans think that masculine energy exists in female and feminine energy exists in the male in the animal kingdom. Okay, this never came to my thought, but this is something that was new for me to understand. And here she said, yes, she said, even though there's a physical duality between the sexes of the animal kingdom, the duality does not correspond with the feminine and masculine energy. Okay, the energies are different, the sexes are different. This is what she's telling, So she said, repeat, both the feminine and masculine energies are in every being, meaning male, female, and transgender. We all have the feminine and masculine energy in us. So here he's asking again, the sexes between male and female is a different. When you identify a person by the sex, is male or female, it's actually different from the understanding of the feminine and masculine energy. So here, what she gives some example, She said, as a child, so when you go through a supermarket and you look at a child, you look at the child and you say to yourself, is this a boy or girl? We always have that thought, isn't it? When you look at someone who's smiling, a baby, beautiful, innocent child is smiling, and you say, is it a boy or girl? That thought will come, So that thought has been conditioned in us, It is our thought and belief about the child's clothing and appearance that make us and take them as a specific energy. But what she's saying is every child has both the energies in them, masculine and feminine energy. And it is the way that we raise them, the way the sexual distinction actually comes from the way of our thought and the way we look at them. And they said, children who are enlightened, they have no distinction between their sexes because they live by both the energies. And she gives an example of Beethoven. I don't know much about Beethoven to explain about his personality, but here she says, from what I understand is he was more connected to his feminine energy. She said that even though he had this responsibility towards his family to take on the male experience, and even though he was suffering from physical illness, she says that there's a joyful balance of feminine and masculine energy in him that actually came out in his music. So that is the one, because he actually connected to the oneness in himself, and it came as a beautiful music. And she said he connected to the sense of nothingness. This is something that I would like to emphasize. There's emptiness, yet there's fullness. Okay, this is a bit difficult for us to understand. Everything is empty, yet it is full. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, this one came to me after passing through all the other chapters. You can see you can identify something as emptiness. We all say that everything comes of nothingness. But out of nothingness, there's fullness. Because that's the fullness, that's the one that creates the entire energy, entire cosmos, or entire everything. So it's fullness, right? Yeah, I don't want to deviate from the thing. So here he's asking, so some depth of oneness is there. You see, yeah. He said the depth of oneness comes from ether. Ether is actually, she says, is the fifth element, which is emptiness and fullness. I hope you understand that. Emptiness and fullness. He said, in the spirit world, it is beyond feminine and masculine. It is formless. Okay. So when it enters the form, it actually enters a combination of fire and air. So is the fire element is actually felt as energy in us, and the air element is considered as a thought. Okay. So here he's asking. So when we channel, when we channel you, here he's talking about here, he's channeling you. He actually feels a burst of energy and thought. He said, yes, that is the reason that even though she said, I'm beyond elements. I am beyond elements, and she's beyond masculine and the feminine. But she expressed herself through these elements of fire and fire and air. Okay, and like all ascended beings. She says the all ascended being, she's emptiness. At the same time, she's fullness. Okay, this one you really have to understand what empty and fullness means to understand this sentence. Yeah. So feminine and masculine elements do not define female and male, as I said. Does not define the sexes, but correspond. They said but why do the human carry this belief? She said the attachment of the belief come from the air element. Air element, she says, is actually thought. Thought is the one that separates the masculine from the feminine. As individuals is the nature of thought. Okay, in the nature of the thought. What she's telling is we have conditioned ourselves so much from culture, from parent, from being born as a human. When you're being born as a human, you're actually conditioning yourself to look at this thing separately. So what she's asking us, let us look, she said, look at the lovely dancing of a peacock and meditate with nature and free yourself from the human conditioning. Amazing, right? So if you have any kind of conditioning in your cell system, in your cells, anything, just go and look at a peacock dancing in nature. So when she said, if you look at it, you actually can get away from all the conditioning that you have already embodied in your life. Amazing wisdom. I'm going to do that if I can get the chance. Okay, so here he's asking another thing, whether male and female duality is also available in angelic realms. And she said, yes. So what she's telling is, because of the patriarchal thought, the human have actually defined or conditioned the angels as male. Okay, but in fact, what she's telling, most of the angels are there's one word she's used, androgynous. That means they do not identify themselves as a male, male or female. They actually go by the thought and the feeling that they have at the particular moment. So as the world, she said, as the world has turned more into patriarchal, female angel has been made into male. She said, angels like Gabriel, Uriel are actually female, but now they are known as male. And she's emphasizing, I will tell you, these two people are actually female. So what about Archangel Michael? But here she emphasized Archangel Michael is a male and Raphael is a male. So these are the names of the angels, and those people who have been in meditation and have learned about angels, I think you all will understand, yeah, what we're talking about. Okay, so another question is asking whether the duality of the male and female continue in other realms, you know, different realms that we have. And he says, so the angels and the God have that kind of duality. Here's one thing she says, which is very, very profound, is when the soul reaches perfection, or rather when it discovers what it was before individualization, it sees its own nature as neither male or female. Amazing, right? When the soul reaches its perfection, that when you understand where it comes from, it doesn't identify with male or female. Amazing, right? I hope you can reach that speed. So before him, he said the uniqueness of the soul is, okay, let me rephrase this. So he's asking, she's telling herself about herself, am I androgynous? She said, yes, she's both yes and no. She is androgynous because of her nature. She has the balance of both male and female in her. And she said she can sow the universe, she can create the universe, nurture it, but she chose to express herself as female because of the nurturing and the creation, you know. It is the same for all divine beings. They said all the divine beings are balanced, they are androgynous, and they are actually full of nature, and they chose to express themselves in one way or another, either as male or female. And here he asks, does Vishnu sees you as a concept, sees you without any concept of gender? So he's basically asking how Vishnu sees you as a female or as without as any concept of gender. So here she's laughing, she said, yeah, he sees me fully as a feminine. Say feminine, completely surrender. He says I'm completely surrender to her beauty and sensuality. Sounds very interesting, right? And he says, because it's a perfect balance of masculine in the nature, and they said their union is actually bring the worlds together. His masculine expression yields to his feminine expression of the Mata. And also he said, when they see each other in the full expression of male, feminine, and masculine, can also be seen by us. When we, she said, that kind of relationship human beings also can have. And even the same relationship also happens in the divine being. So he's asking, how can we do this? See both the feminine and the masculine energy as one, And here he said, I think everybody knows that see the divinity in the person. I think in PSSM they always tell, see the divine divinity behind each person that you connect. It's a beautiful thought. Sorry. As a beautiful thought, yeah. See the divinity in each person. That's where you connect the masculine energy and the feminine energy. And she said, see the divinity in each person. And she actually has asked him to see this energy with everyone that he sees. But here, Andakanya says that he saw the divine energy of Mata in his father. I think the father was passed away. So when he saw that, he could actually understand the father better. And he says he actually used the same method of looking at other people in a divine feminine energy, and he could understand better. So here it said, Mata is telling the awareness of the divine feminine in all human beings shall bring a profound healing to you and transform our world into a softer, kinder place. That's why they said, if you see the divinity in everyone, there's no distinction between you and the other. There's no separation between you and the other. That's when we all can work together, be united, we can all understand each other. It's a beautiful knowledge that I'm receiving from this book. So he said, she asking us to understand that everything that is unmanifested is actually female. Everything that is manifested is masculine. Just give me a moment, yeah. I need to drink some water. Okay, so everything, so Ananda is asking, that means everything in the wholeness is feminine. She said yes. So she's asking this question, what about, I'm sure you will ask me, what about the masculine? So the masculine, she said, masculine energy individualizes us in every step with the help of the mind. She said, most of the animals, most of the nature lives in this world without the mind. So they don't the animal kingdom mostly live from their body and the soul. They don't have mind, okay? We all know that. They just, they are born, they know what is, like, you don't teach a bird how to fly. It knows how to fly. You don't teach an animal, any animal how to do their things. They just know instinctively how to do that because they are in the no mind state. Okay. I'm sorry. So okay. And she says about everything in this world is curved and round. But here in the earth, everything in the earth, moon, everything that we see is already curved and round. And every organ in our body also curved and round. Okay. what happens is the masculine energy is actually looks at them as the square things. He said, do not judge this. We actually need the masculine individualization because the female energy can come up. So without there's something suppressing it, the other energy cannot come up. So it's a beautiful thought, even in a relationship, you will see that if somebody is suppressing you on at a certain level, you will actually understand some of the divine quality comes up from that situation. So the masculine energy is needed to actually push the female energy out. Okay. So that's why I said do not judge this. And she said, now we have to surrender to the femininity and roundness in order to bring back the balance. So seeing me and other goddess in everyone, is telling Karuneshna, will allow humans to awaken to this roundness, the fullness, the unmanifested wholeness present in whole beings and things. Okay, I hope you understand that. Okay, then she said even Mother Earth is androgynous in nature. Okay, but she expressed herself mostly in a feminine way. But at times she's been hot and fiery, and so much of expression will actually will become masculine in the expression. So what says Mother Nature destroy is not the mother imbalance that is destroying, but it is the masculine expression that is actually creating chaos and havoc. So what she is trying to say is, Mother Nature is actually gentle, female. There's all the feminine virtues in it. But when she is angry, the anger is manifested as a masculine energy. That's when she dismisses and destroys everything. So here it's talking about global warming and flooding, but this mother didn't give any answer to that. So with that, that is the end of my wisdom sharing, end of the chapter. If you have any question, please ask. So one moment.